What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for Harlem Season 1, Episode 2. So, the ladies are still down at the open mic night with Miss Angie and Camille. They're getting their palm bread by my girl Peppermint. Hey, girl, hey. And she's cousins with Ty, and she's telling them that a big secret from their past is going to come back and bite them in the butt. Of course, they are like, girl, whatever, you talking that talk. I don't know why we even paying you. And they pay it dust. And then Camille lets the ladies know that she saw Ian earlier that night. And they were like, girl, what? Like, why didn't you tell us that you had seen Ian? Like, what is going on with that? And she was like, I was going to go up and speak to him, but I lost my nerve. I was thrown off. He wasn't supposed to be here, and so he ends up, she ends up, they end up telling him about that, Angie comes out. She's excited. She talked to a producer who wants to talk to her about some projects he has coming up. It's an independent black label, and she is definitely down for it, and she is excited to hear about it. So, on the ride home, Ty is worried about Camille, and she's trying to ride with Camille all the way home, and she done missed her stop. And Camille was like, girl, I appreciate you. I appreciate you worrying about me, but I will be okay. Like, I'm good. I'm going to be all right. It is what it is. And she was like, but are you going to be okay for real? And she was like, I really am going to be okay. Like, I'm good. That was years ago. I don't know. And Ty don't really believe her, but, you at a certain point, somebody tell you they okay. You got to kind of believe that they okay. So then, Ty lets her know that the situation did not work out with her, Fortune 500 hottie. And that she's like, but we work in the same building, so I have to be very careful in how I sort of break things off of her. I have to do the whole it's not you, it's me thing, and, they have a moment about that. So then we see Camille run into a friend of hers who is getting married. The awkward thing is that her and Ian are both invited to the engagement party because that's how the couple met was through them when they were still dating. And so, of course, it's really awkward. She was planning on not going, but then she runs into the girl, and she tries to get out of it, and the girl was like, so you're not going to come because Ian's going to be there? Like, really? Like, you're going to leave me hanging because of that? Like, come on now. And she was like, oh, no, I'm going to be there. So, of course, now she's sort of forced to have to go to this whole situation. And she's just like, oh, my gosh. So, back at school, back at Columbia, they're having a whole women's rights rally situation, and her boss, was speaking at the rally, and she's all excited, and some of the students and stuff, they have all of their women's liberation, womenism, feminism, shirts and everything, and it's about to be a vibe. It's about to be a whole vibe, right? Angie meets with the producer, baby. The producer is on some whole black power. We gonna turn everything blackity black. We're gonna do a musical, and they wanted Angie to be. I really think they wanted Angie to be in the damn chorus. Okay. And Angie was like, it was bogus, it was fugazi, and I'm not doing it. Okay. She goes down to Quinn's shop. Now, Quinn is very interesting. Quinn has a shop where she sells her original designs, and the money goes to charity. I don't know what kind of business plan she has, but she finds out that they're raising the rent on her office space. Her storefront, and she starts panicking that she's going to have to ask her parents for more money, and how she already hates going to them for money, even though she's kind of living off of them. But she can barely make the rent as it is. And so Angie says, look, girl, if you need to ask your parents, ask your parents. I don't mind going with you. So she runs up on her mama, who ends up being a Jasmine guy, okay? And her mom is actually at a fundraiser for a political candidate that she's backing. And Quinn shows up in, like, jeans and a t-shirt. And her mama is like, really? Like, you could have at least come dressed for the occasion. And she knows that Quinn is there for money. And so she's basically like, girl, what you want? Like, how much do you need? And Quinn is like, well, why do you have to put it like that? She was like, because, like, I know that's what you're down here for. how much do you need? So she lets them know that she needs $2,500 because the rent, you know, went up on her space. And my thing is, that's a temporary solution. Like, that's a 1 month solution for, it seemed like a 12-month problem if the rent just went up on your lease, you know? Now, the mama was like, listen, how about I just cut out the middleman? If all you're going to do is sell these designs and give the money to your favorite charity, how about I just write this check to the charity and we call it a wash? And of course, Quinn is like, but that's not, that's my business, yada, yada, yada. And so, she's like, all right, girl, whatever, here's your check. But of course, throughout the night, she sees how her mom really is hobnobbing with these politicians, and her ex-boyfriend is there. He done got remarried, and it was just a whole moment for Quinn. And this politician is like a black woman who her mom is really, really, really gung-ho for. Like, her mom is really out there moving and shaking, for her. And I think Quinn feels some kind of way about the whole situation. Like, she sees it, and it's just kind of like, she's kind of like in her feelings about the whole situation, But ultimately, I mean, she took the check. But I think it's making her sort of rethink this whole business plan thing that she has going on, right? So, Camilla's getting ready for, to go to this party that she don't want to go to, honey. And her boss ends up calling her to come down to the bar. She says, listen, I'm on my way to this party. Is this, can this wait? And the boss is like, nope, it cannot wait. So she gets down there, baby. The boss is about drunk. And she explains to her that she's been fired. And she was like, whoa, what you mean you've been fired? And she explains that while she was giving her speech down to the women's rally, she made some comments about real women versus trans women, and real women being able to have babies versus people who can't have babies. And she said by the time she was done, and she had tongue twisted herself all up into a knot, that she had the trans coalition after her. She had the women who can't have babies coalition after her. She had the women who can have babies coalition after her. She had the gay women coming after her because she said that somewhere in her speech, she had offended all of them. And as a result, Columbia fired her. Okay. And so Camille is like, okay, I feel bad for you, but what does that mean for me? Because remember, you were supposed to promote me and make me full time. Remember, you was going to do that. So where does that leave me? And, I'm sure she felt bad about it, but at the end of the day, but where does that leave me? Okay. Now, while all of this is going on, Ty tried to break up with her little Fortune 500 hottie, and the Fortune 500 hottie done twisted the game back on Ty. And she hit her with the girl, it's not you, it's me. I don't really have time for this, and she wouldn't even let Ty get it out. Like, Ty had her whole speech ready, and Ty was in her feelings because she was like, how you gonna pull a me on me? Like, you can't pull a me on me. Like, oh, no, ma'am. So Ty was feeling some kind of way about it, child. They done took her down to the gay club to make her feel better. Ty scored, left them hanging at the gay club because she done ran into somebody. They done went home, had sex. Okay? They done went home and had some sex. And the next morning, old girl left Ty hanging and ate her beef and broccoli, which she was waiting on. She just knew she was going to get that beef and broccoli, but she left the beef and broccoli and ate it. And left her hanging, child. She didn't know what to do with herself. Okay. Camille ends up going to the party, right? Now, I'm sure her plan was to get in, be seen, and get the hell out as fast as she could, okay? It was this whole Titanic theme. It was a little depressing because they die at the end of the movie. Well, Jack dies. So, kind of not understanding why that's your engagement theme, but okay, she said it's their favorite movie. They watch it 3 times a week. Again, still don't mean that need to be your theme for your engagement. But Ian rolls in, and Ian is with a woman. Which, of course, sort of blows, Camille's high a little bit, but of course she plays it off, and as soon as she can, she slides up out of there. And as she's leaving, Ian is outside smoking a cigarette. And so he sees her, and he was like, oh, you sliding out? And she was like, no, I just came to get some fresh air. He was like, liar. And so they get to talking. They talk about the couple and how corny, the party is. And, they get the vibe and they get the laughing and stuff. And, she was like, so, you came in just for the party? And he was like, well, no, I moved back. I live here now. And she was like, oh, you're back in New York. And he was like, yeah, I would have told you. But I think he said her number was changed. And, you know, yada yada yada. And so of course he then he leans in to kiss her. And so they have this whole moment where they get to kissing, honey. It's a real passionate moment. And then the girl that he came to the party with, she comes out to get him. I mean, she don't catch them kissing, but she comes out to get them, you know, and he goes back in and Camille leaves. Well, later on that night, somebody is knocking at her door. Who is it? Ann. So Ann was like, you know, Camille, I wanted to talk to you. And she was like, well, let me go first. Let me just get this out first. See, whenever somebody says they want to talk to you, you probably should let them say what they got to say first. You probably should let them say what they need to say first. So she goes off on this whole tangent about how they're destined to be together. She wants to get back with him. You know, she's so glad that he's back and they have a second chance and yada, yada, yada. And he looks really, really awkward. She gets to the end of her little speech and he's like, yeah, Camille, I just wanted to let you know I'm engaged. That's where it ends. So y'all let me know what y'all think, y'all. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.